So I'm still in the Philippines, and I thought I would make a video of a lot of the things I've noticed. A lot of the stuff is useful, other stuff is just general things I've just observed and things that you'll just observe as well. So let's get started. So the first thing that I've noticed about the Philippines is that malls are alive and well. They're literally everywhere. Unlike the US where malls are dying because of online shopping, malls are still huge here. The malls, they're big, they're grand, they're almost grandiose. One of the biggest malls in the world is in Manila. People go there to hang out, eat, use the Wi-Fi, enjoy the air conditioning because it's such a hot country. Yeah, so Filipinos love the mall, you know? I mean, that's why a lot of them flock to California. Wi-Fi is bad. When you are in public spaces in the Philippines, like malls or airports, there may be Wi-Fi available, but Wi-Fi is limited. Like, they put a time limit on it. You're only allowed 60 minutes of access, 30 minutes of access, 15 minutes of access. Philippines has one of the slowest Wi-Fis in the world, and for Filipinos living here, it's very expensive and it could add up very quickly. Before you come to the Philippines, try to get your phone unlocked so that you could get a SIM card at the airport, get a little load card, which could range about like $2 or $4 US, and then like go through the menus and you have service now. If you're trying to organize a ride with like a relative or a friend who's going to pick you up from the airport, make sure you do that before you land, because if you don't have any access and the Wi-Fi isn't working in the airport, and chances are it probably isn't, especially if you're coming in through like Terminal 1, it probably won't work. Definitely try to arrange a ride with your friends or your relatives before you land. That's something you need to do. English, oh my god, is key here. Like, everyone in the Philippines knows English. Okay, well, not everyone, but most people have a basic grasp of English, and they will be able to help you if you ask them for something. I will tell you though that if you're in a market, if you're in a certain area, if they do notice that you're a foreigner, they will try to raise the prices on you, so be mindful of that. Another thing, speaking of prices, haggling works sometimes. So if you're a Filipino diaspora, or if you're a Filipino who lives abroad and is coming back to the Philippines to visit, I mean, you could literally haggle. Like, you could haggle in marketplaces, you could haggle in some tourist towns. Don't haggle at like a supermarket or anything, you can't do that. But like in certain like mom and pop shops, you can haggle. If you're a foreigner and you don't look Filipino at all, they will not try to change the price for you at all. They're gonna be like, I want your money, like I'm not gonna change the price, you can afford it. But if you're a diaspora like me and you have a decent-ish grasp on Tagalog, you might be able to haggle with them. And you know, sometimes they might actually even like give you a lower price. Like today with me. Hey. What are some useful phrases for haggling? You could say, oh, pwede ba, and then say the number. Or you can say, pwede ba tawad, meaning, can you give me a discount? Also just say final price and they'll get that. Traffic is always bad in the Philippines. So rush hour doesn't end till 9 in Metro Manila. Metro Manila, which is the main metropolitan area of the whole Philippines, and that's where I'm staying right now, is one of the most densest places on earth. Crazy. Like, there's just so many people living here and so many people in this tiny space that it's always crowded. There's always traffic, and because everyone has a car or everyone takes the bus or the jeepney, yeah, the traffic's always going to be bad, and it's going to be worse when everyone gets out of work, and it won't end till 9. So if you could if you're booking a flight here to the Philippines, try to avoid rush hour. If you're going back home and you're going to the airport, you're gonna have to leave like 5 hours in advance, because this traffic is literally wilding out. Like, I'm telling you, traffic is bad. Like, I'm from New Jersey, so like, I think the New York traffic is bad. No, here it's like, that's nothing compared to Manila traffic, which is wild. I mean, there is public transportation in the Philippines. Like, there's buses and there's jeepneys, but that uses the roads, so I mean, you're not really saving yourself if you're trying to get away from traffic. So they have something called the MRT and the LRT, which are light rail trains, and they're elevated from the street, and they basically can bypass the traffic and it'll be quicker. But also the MRT and the LRT is very crowded, so just be mindful of that. Also, the MRT and the LRT aren't fully developed networks yet. I think the Philippines is trying to expand their public transportation system, especially those two train systems, because it is useful and it could really alleviate all the traffic. But until they have like a big expansive network like New York or London does, the MRT or the LRT can be useful depending on where you're going. So I mean, definitely use that. Be careful of what you eat. Yeah, be careful of what you eat, because it will take some time for your body to adjust to all of it. With the water, like the tap water, definitely don't drink it because it might upset your stomach. I've drank the water and I'm fine. I don't know, I have an iron stomach, but not everyone does, you know? Also, street food. Street food is wonderful, it's delicious, it's cheap, but sometimes your body is not going to be able to handle it, or you will get sick. I mean, definitely try to eat some street food because, I mean, like, your experience here in the Philippines is not complete without eating a bit of street food. But definitely be careful. I just say bring anti-diarrheal tablets or Imodium. Bring something because your stomach, you're gonna be running to the toilet sometimes. I'm just gonna say that. Also, speaking of food, if you see something weird, try it. Chances are you might like it, you might not, but the thing is that there's a lot of Filipino foods that you might think are obscure, but a lot of them are really delicious. Like Filipino spaghetti, like I'm pretty sure Italian people would be rolling in their graves for trying it. But the thing is that it's pretty decent. I like it. I'm not sure if I'm being biased because I'm Filipino and I'm used to all these flavors. But the thing is that there's a lot of unusual looking food in the Philippines. How much money did you spend to get here to the Philippines, by the way? I mean, like, do you really want to be eating chicken tenders and french fries the whole time? I don't think so. So try the food. Try the food. Trust me. You will like some of it. I mean, you need to stay hydrated, so like just buy a big ass bottle of water. Like it's so cheap at like a 7-Eleven or a mini mart. It'll be like less than $2 for like a big ass thing like this. I mean, like I got this bottle for like less than $2 and this is like 68 fluid ounces, and I mean it lasts me quite a long time, you know. Ugh. Alright. But yeah, definitely just buy your water because the thing is that like you will not be able to adjust to the water in the Philippines unless you're here for a while, and we don't want you getting sick. I mean, this is a beautiful country and you want to enjoy it. It would suck to be sick on a vacation here. Another thing that I've noticed is that the peso is a lot more powerful than you think it is. Philippines is relatively an affordable country to stay in, but the thing is that before you go to the counter or before you even pay for your things, download like an app on your phone that converts the currency so you know what you're actually paying for in your own currency. Cause listen, like 99 pesos is not equal to $1. 99 pesos is about $2 US, okay? So like it's very deceiving. So before you should just be aware of what you're buying. Like before you even like go to the counter and buy all this shit, just calculate it. Okay, so the Philippines is really cheap for getting food and water, but like for certain things like clothes and souvenirs, it's about the same price in any other Western country. Maybe slightly cheaper, but like if you think you're gonna go ham and buy all this stuff, it's not gonna happen. I mean, just like go on your phone, convert the prices before you go to the counter so you know what you're actually paying for. Elevators can be sparse. So, there's a lot of raised walkways in the Philippines, and if you're taking public transport with a lot of bags and stuff, I mean, don't expect there to be a lot of elevators. I mean, there could be escalators, but sometimes those are out of order as well. Definitely try to travel a little light, because I remember I was traveling on the MRT with my dad and it was crowded already, and we had our bags, you know, like that's just annoying when it's crowded and there's everyone around and having to go up and down the stairs because there's no elevator working or there's just no elevator at all. Yeah, so definitely, elevators could be sparse, so I mean, depending on what you're doing and how you're getting somewhere, travel light, because you will thank yourself later. Security is everywhere in the Philippines. Before you enter a mall or a different section of the mall, before you enter a bank, before you enter like a train station, there's literally security everywhere. They usually just check your bag, make sure that you don't have any explosives on you or any like weapons, but to be quite honest, they're not very effective at it. And I mean, like my dad says, it's quite expensive to maintain security guards in the Philippines because literally they're everywhere. And to be quite honest, I mean, if you watch the Adam Ruins Everything episode about security, you'll know that security isn't all what it's cracked up to be. They're just there for illusion, to be quite honest. You need a tip in the Philippines. I mean, food is extra cheap in the Philippines, so I mean, at least give a decent tip to your waiter. Especially if you come from a westernized country, I mean, your dollar or euro or pound goes so much further here than it does in your own home country. And also, Filipinos don't really earn a good living wage, so I mean, like, you should just tip. I mean, it's a cultural custom. I mean, I'm American, I'm used to tipping, just tip. It's not that hard. And I don't want to end this video on a dark note, is that you will be exposed to a lot of poverty here in the Philippines. If you've never been to a third world country, you've been sheltered. Poverty here in the Philippines is different than poverty in America or Canada or the UK. People are sleeping under the highways, people are sleeping on the street. Some people do not have a lot here. I'm not saying that it's like this everywhere in the Philippines, but you will see that there is a fair amount of poverty here in the Philippines. Be thankful about what you have, and be thankful that you're in such a beautiful country where you can experience some of the most beautiful terrain and landscapes here that some Filipinos don't even get to enjoy. Tip your busboy, buy some food for the homeless person down the street. I mean, food is so cheap here in the Philippines. Like, it wouldn't even make a dent in your wallet to buy someone a meal here. If you're watching, I really hope that you enjoyed my video. I hope that you found it useful. If you're coming to the Philippines, have fun. I hope that I didn't really skim over anything, and I hope that a lot of things I mentioned were useful. So yeah, bye guys.